Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Jai. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanacham Hari. Yamunatira Vanacham Hari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanacham Hari. Yamunatira Vanacham Hari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Radha Shama Sundara Radhe. Jaya Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Jaya Radhe Sham. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai. Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Jaya Lakshmi Nrisinga, Jaya Lakshmi Nrisinga, Lakshmi Nrisinga, Jaya Lakshmi Nrisinga. Jaya Prahlad Maharaja, Prahlad Maharaja, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishupad Paramaham Parivira Jagachaya Sota Satta Simhachalam. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jayam Vishupad Paramaham Parivira Jagachaya Ashtotar Satta Simhachalam. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavarinda ki. Sirup Si Sanatan Bhattaraganachi Jeev Gopal Bhattara Saraganath Sari Goswami Prabhu ki. प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैत गदाधर शिवजरी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपाल गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मैपनवी धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की वृंद देवी तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की गंगा यमुना देवी की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की Sri Sri Prahlad Nrsimhadeva ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol, Samavita Bhakta Vrinda ki. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Yotapadagammalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sirupam Sagarajatam Sahagana Raganatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Ganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshari Prishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So, everyone understands English? You speak English? English? Fine? Good? So, Prabhupada introduced daily Bhagavatam in the morning. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. As we are discussing in Jaiva Dharma. So, Nityam, Nitya, always or every day. So, hearing the Srimad-Bhagavatam, reciting the Srimad-Bhagavatam, which is about Krishna, about Krishna's expansions and Krishna's devotees. Krishna Katha. And evening Prabhupada, so about Krishna, and in the evening Prabhupada wanted Bhagavad Gita daily also. So which is directly spoken by Krishna to Arjuna for the benefit of the devotees, the visitors, so they may be blessed by the words of the Lord, by the words about the Lord and about the Lord's devotees. And Prabhupada, of course, he also told the devotees they should daily study, and he presented Chaitanya Charitamrita also, that we may read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Therefore, once a week now, in most of the temples in ISKCON, they read Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Because Prabhupada wanted that we read about Mahaprabhu. Because by his mercy we are here. By his mercy we can engage in devotional service. And then Srila Prabhupada wanted also organized study of the scriptures, like we have in the Vrindavan Institute or Mayapur Institute, teaching Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Instruction, and of course Bhagavad Gita is there also, and Sri Upanishad. Everyone read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? No? But reading every morning, one paragraph. Nectar of Devotion, yes. Right? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And the Nectar of Instruction, you read? No? No? Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So yes, so Prabhupada wanted certain books to be read for our benefit. And as he mentioned also in his letters and in the purpose of his books, that the Goswamis have given so many books, actually for our benefit. And Prabhupada has also mentioned, if I would have time, I would translate all the Goswamis' books. But Prabhupada was time for him to go. But then his disciple took the task of translating other books also for our benefit. So that is very important to study these books given by Srila Prabhupada, given by our acharyas, like his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. So he translated the books of his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he wanted his disciples to read. So therefore, we also spoke something about this Jaiva Dharma. Basically, in essence, so the teachings are the same. In the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita is speaking about Sambandha Gyan. We are not this body, we are spirit soul. Dehinusmin yata dehe. Everyone knows the verse? Dehinusmin yata dehe kaumaram javaram jara tata dehanta praptir dirastatra namuyati. You know the verse? By heart? Okay, good. Yeah. So that is the first instructions which Krishna is giving to Arjuna, that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And the body is changing, but the soul is not changing. And so he's giving lengthy description about the soul. It is infallible. It cannot be cut to pieces. It cannot be burned. The body can be cut to pieces and burned, but not the soul. So that is the reality which one has to learn from hearing Bhagavad Gita spoken by Krishna directly, and then commentaries there by the acharyas, by Prabhupada. Like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentaries there, and Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentaries there, and others also. So Prabhupada mainly took from Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary, and then he wrote Bhagavad Gita. And so then he's explaining about Karma Yoga also, and Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and then Bhakti Yoga. So because it is not possible for everyone to immediately surrender to Krishna completely. Therefore one may work, and then one will give the result of his work to Krishna, that is Karma Yoga. And those who are intellectually inclined, they want to gain knowledge, they gain knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, or from the Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, or the other books of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And that will be very helpful. So, and those who are so intelligent, so they will make notes. Like in school, you take notes, because exam is there. In life also, we have many exams during one's life. Many tests are there. And then, at the end of life, Antim Pariksha, the last exam, at the time of death. In the material world, everyone wants to live forever. Why? Because by nature, we are eternal. So, you all know English? You understand English? Okay, you are from India? Yeah. Okay, which place? South India. Okay, fine. So everyone wants to be eternal, live eternally in this world. But in material world, in this body we cannot live eternally. Old age. Yeah, young children are there, and then adults are there, and then behind Mataji is sitting, and me also sitting, little older, grey hair. So we're getting older. Unavoidable. And one day we have to give up the body. When the body is becoming useless, old age, we can hardly do anything, then we have to give up. So that is unavoidable. But the Atma is eternal and ever young, ever fresh. So by Karma Yoga, by Jnana Yoga, by doing Ashtanga, also Yoga, so we can become purified in consciousness. But then ultimately we have to do Bhakti Yoga. Krishna has explained Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Yoga. We have to, yoga means to link with the Lord. Yoga is not just some exercise. I'm doing some Ashtanga Yoga, some yoga exercise, or Hatha Yoga. So that is there also, but for example, even Ashtanga Yoga is there. 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. But so yoga means to connect with the Supreme, Yukta, Yukti. To connect with the Supreme, with Krishna, with Bhagavan. So even in Ashtanga Yoga is there, 8 limbs are there. First, Yam Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. That is, process is there. And even those who are doing Jnana Yoga, they follow some rules and regulations. And Karma Yoga also, one has to get up early and take a bath. And one should take Krishna Prasad. So rules and regulations, no smoking, no drinking, no eating meat, only vegetarian foodstuffs. So rules and regulations everyone has to follow. He be a Karma Yogi, Jnani Yogi, or Ashtanga Yogi. And then Bhakti Yogi also. Everyone is following. Krishna should be in the center. So the scriptures, they will tell the same thing, but just they will give some additional informations, just like in this book by Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining also about a religion. That is the main point. Dharma, we have to follow Dharma, but we have to do what Krishna says. And that is real Dharma, like in the 18th chapter, Krishna is saying, Sarva Dharmam Parijajya Mamekam Saranam Praja. He's saying, give up all religion. First he's saying you follow Dharma, then he say give up all religion. Mamekam Saranam Praja. We should surrender to Krishna. That is bhakti. Anukuluni Krishna Anushilem. We should do what Krishna wants. And how we know what Krishna wants from us? By the representative of Krishna. Sri Guru, he will tell what we should do and what we should not do. So that is Dharma. And other Dharma, as Krishna is saying, that refers to Naimittika Dharma, which is only for some time. Vana Ashram Dharma, that we have to be brahmachari or grihastha and follow rules, but more important is to serve Krishna. So therefore Krishna is saying, you come to me. Mam ekam sharanam braja. Just take my shelter and give up other dharmas. So like Vana Ashram, ultimately. That we follow, but more important is to serve Krishna. Or different rules and regulations are there, but most important is to remember Krishna, not forget him. So Krishna is explaining Bhagavad Gita. And so Bhaktivinoda Thakur also in this book is explaining what is dharma, what is real dharma, and what is temporary dharma. So real dharma should be done and temporary dharma should be given up. And then, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that I am the source of everything. So that is Krishna Tattva. As mentioned in Bhagavatam, in all the scriptures, Krishna is Param Purush. That we have to know. And then the Shakti Tattva. So Shakti means Radharani, Antaranga Shakti or Lakshmi Devi, Durga Devi. But Mool Rup is Krishna, Mool Shakti is Radharani. So that is explained in the Bhagavatam to some extent, but specifically then our acharyas have explained. So we understand clearly what is the difference between Krishna and Narayan. What is the difference between Srimati Radharani and Lakshmi Devi. So some detailed knowledge sometimes is important. We have to know. When we know properly, then we can advance properly. And then Jiva Tattva and Maya Tattva. So the Jivas, those who are always serving Krishna, they are ever liberated. And those who are not serving, they are conditioned. But we should try to serve Krishna always, and then we become liberated. Then we are in the same category, Nitya Siddha. Jivan Mukta Sochate, Kamana Manasagira Nikivra Saviyavazastu. So, Jivan Mukta Sochate, Karmana Manasagira. So karmana, activities, manas, our mind, gira, our speech, vani, should be engaged in Krishna seva. So even in this material world, when we are fully absorbed, then we can become liberated. One is called the Nitya Mukta, or Jivan Mukta, liberated Jiva. So we must have this knowledge, Sambandha Gyan, what is our position, and Abhideya Gyan, what is the process that we have to learn, we have to know. In detail, how to serve. And then Prayojan, like Krishna is also saying in Bhagavad Gita, Man mana bhava mabad bhakta majjaji man mamaskuru mame visisatante pati janame priyaha. So 2 verses is saying, Man mana bhava madbhakto, always remember me, and then you worship me. You become my devotee. So you dedicate yourself to me, always. And in Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, Krishna is also explaining. So 2 kinds of Mahatmas in the Bhagavatam, as mentioned here also in Jaiva Dharma. So the Sakarvadi, those who understand Bhagavan, and Nirakarvadi, the impersonalists, Mayavadis. So in 12th chapter, Krishna is also explaining. And Arjuna is asking, who is better, the devotee or the who is serving Krishna directly, or the one who wants to merge in Brahmajyoti? And Krishna is saying, both are okay, but the Mayavadis, they do much tapasya and then they may go to Brahmajyoti, but that is not ultimate liberation. But the bhakta, the devotee, very quickly becomes liberated. And he attains the supreme destination. And then Krishna is explaining, first class is the devotee is always thinking about me, serving me. If you're going to do that, then you work for me and give up the results to me. If you cannot do that, then you just try to be spiritually situated and do some welfare work for others also. So different categories Krishna is explaining. But what is to be done actually, that is explaining also. So that we should serve Krishna to the best of our ability. So in this Jaiva Dharma also, so the process is given. And how to perform devotional service or the nectar of devotion by Rupa Goswami. So the process has to be understood properly, and then we can advance. And then Krishna so is indicating that we have to be completely absorbed in seva, in the service to the Lord. And then in the Srimad-Bhagavatam, it is explained in more detail in the 10th canto how the Brijabasis are serving Krishna. And Chaitanya Chaitamrita also. So there it is explained that the greatest devotees are the Brijabasis. So here also then Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the 3rd part is explaining about Braj Bhakti. And that is the necessity, we have to attain Braj Bhakti. Following the footsteps of the Brijbasi, like Upadeshamrita. So, nectar of instruction. So, which is the 8th verse, the most important verse? You know? You read Upadeshamrita? Yeah, but what is the 8th verse, the most important verse of Upadeshamrita? Tan nama rupa charitadi sukirtana smitano kramena manasan yojya. Tistan braje tad anu ragi jan anugami kalam nayat akilam ityupadesha saram. So what is the essence of all advice? That we should be always engaged. Tan nama rupa charitadi. Tan nama rupa. Tan refers to Krishna. So one should try to hear or speak about Krishna's name, form and qualities. Nama, Rupa, Charita, Adi. Charit means the pastimes. So we should hear and speak very nicely. Sukirta, Anusmrite, and then we should remember Krishna's pastimes. And that Braje, in Braj. Tad Anugami, Tad Anuragi, Jan Anugami. We should follow the associates of Krishna. Jan Anugami, Anugaman, Raganuga. So those who have anurag, deep love for Krishna. So that is the essence of all advice. So he has explained in Nectar of Instruction, Upadeshamrita, Rupa Goswami, and Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also is explaining about devotional service, and then spontaneous devotional service, and then about the different relationships with Krishna, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya Ras. And he's showing the symptoms of the different devotees, so we can understand and we can follow them. So that is also explained here in this Jaiva Dharma, the same point. And actually, so Rupa Goswami's teachings are Mahaprabhu's teachings. And then, so the acharyas, they are repeating. And then, for example, so we know our relationship with Krishna. And then, so the permanent relationship with Krishna, that is known as sthai bhav. Sthai means it is fixed. Bhav, the understanding. Like Krishna's friends, they think Krishna is my friend. And that is always remaining, always. But then different emotions are there. And they are coming and going, just like the waves in the sea or in the ocean. Sometimes they're transcendently happy, sometimes transcendently distressed in separation. So different bhavs are there. But the permanent ecstasy is that Krishna is my friend, or Krishna is my son, Krishna is my beloved. So that is explained also in Nectar of Devotion, that he has also explained Bhaktivinoda Thakur in detail in the third division. So we may, and then he has, actually this book is in a kind of story form, because most people, they cannot just hear philosophy. They have to hear some story. So therefore, once a person is speaking, one Babaji here from Navadvip is explaining in Navadvip and speaking to one person who has come to take shelter of him. And then another person is coming, wants to know, and in this way the conversations are there, and he's explaining the philosophy. Just like Mahabharata is about Mahabharata, great Bharat, India, great India, and the great inhabitants, especially in regards to Krishna, and then the Pandavas and the Kauravas, and so that is there about the life, and in that the philosophy, the understanding is there, that we have to progress in spiritual life, and the Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. And Ramayana, about the life of Ramchandra Bhagavan. So the pastime is there, and then the philosophy is given also. And same Krishna Lila, pastime is there, but then philosophy is given also. So that is a little easier than just the Vedas. In the Vedas also, or the Puranas, the knowledge is given. But sometimes only if the knowledge is there, then one may not be so interested. But if the pastimes are there of the Lord, then it is more interesting. And ultimately that is the essence is about Krishna and Krishna's pastimes with his devotees. But some philosophical understanding must be there. As even here it is recognized that religion without philosophy, that is sentimentalism, like sahajas, taking it cheaply. So religion is there, but then philosophy must be there. Otherwise it is sentimentalism or fanatism. And then there is the philosophy without religion, that becomes dry speculation. It becomes dry, it is dry speculation mostly only. So religion must be there, service to God. But the philosophical understanding must be there also based on the scriptures, based on the acharyas. And then when we properly understand, then we can properly progress. So philosophical understanding must be there. And then we can advance, and then we can, especially here in regards to the sentiments of the Brijbasis, So that is explained in the books of our Acharyas, because Mahaprabhu, he came to give the holy names, but then he came to give Braj Bhakti specifically. And then also in Braj Bhakti, so the servants are there, the friends are there, those in parental affection, that is all explained. But the most exalted is the loving sentiments of the gopis, the beloveds of Krishna. So that is explained in little more detail here also in this book. And so Rupa Goswami has given in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and then he wrote one other book, Ujjwal Nilamani, because this Madhurya Bhav, the loving sentiments of the gopis, that is most exalted. And there's a requirement of more explanation. So he has written a whole book about Madhurya Bhav. And also here in this book, he has written a little more about this Madhurya Bhav. So because specifically, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give this Madhurya Bhav. Anarpita charim chirakayana vatina kalau samarpitaman unad ujjala rasam sabhakti shriyam. That is explained in the invocation of the Mangalacharan verses of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Unad ujjala ras, that refers to the Madhurya Bhav. But that, of course, is only for those who are more advanced. First, one has to follow the regulative principles, and when one is more advanced in spiritual understanding, then one may be able to understand this subject matter of Krishna with the gopis. First, we have to understand that we are not this body, we are spirit soul, we are the servant of Krishna, we are the servant of God. And then we have to try to engage in devotional service. And then we may become purified in consciousness, then we can understand the loving exchange of Krishna with the Brijvasis and specifically with the gopis. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur in this book, he has explained more about Madhurya Rasi than Madhurya Ras. He has explained the other rasas also, but a little more about Madhurya Ras, because it is expected that most of the devotees eventually they will enter that realm of Madhurya Ras. So he has nicely explained, so one may then adopt that process, and then we may be able to attain perfection. In the Srimad-Bhagavatam, the 10th canto, so there is in 3 parts. The first part is about Krishna and Krishna in Braj and his pastimes with the Brijvasis. Second part is about the pastimes of Krishna in Mathura. And the third part is about Krishna's pastimes in Dwarka. And so on. The different devotees are there who have a relationship with Krishna. So that is explained. And especially in regards to Braj, then Prabhupada is explained that one, for example, who wants to have the parental affection with Krishna, Vatsalya Bhav, which is prominent even in Vrindavan, to an extent very much, and even in Gujarat, Pushti Marg is there, they have Vatsalya Bhav towards Krishna. And they worship Ladhu Gopal. Krishna is like our child, Lala, Ladhu Gopal. And so Prabhupada is explaining also, those who want to enter that realm, so they should carefully see how Maria Yashoda is serving Krishna, in which mood she is serving Krishna. So by carefully seeing Krishna's pastimes with Maria Yashoda, Nanda Baba, the elderly gopis, then one can develop that same mood. Or if one wants to become, or one is supposed to become a friend of Krishna, that will be manifested slowly but surely, then one should see how Krishna is dealing with his friends and how the friends of Krishna are serving Krishna. And even in this regard, some books are there. So by some Acharya in a Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So in this way we may advance according to our inclination, which will manifest after some time, not in the beginning. In the beginning, we should know we are just the servant of Krishna. He is God and we are the insignificant servant of Krishna. But later on, then it will manifest slowly but surely. And then one should act in this way. So as explained by the acharyas here, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And Prabhupada has hinted in many of the purports in regards to this. So what is the goal? Ultimately, in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, and his spiritual master also specifically, and quoting from the Acharya's books, like, so Radha Dasyam becoming even, so Krishna is the Lord of our life, but we take shelter of Srimati Radharani and try to serve her. There's one book by one of the Acharyas, Raghunath Das Goswami, Vilap Kusumanjali. So, and Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he used to recite this book, 104 verses. He used to know by heart. And by heart he was reciting 104 verses. So in order to be absorbed in and actually to show to his disciples. So that is a book, and of course, by Raghunath Das Goswami, in regards to the relationship with Krishna and the relationship with Srimati Radharani, and so that we aspire then to serve the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani ultimately. So the acharyas have given the process and they've given some hint. So we should know what is the goal. That has to be there. Just like if I want to go somewhere, so let's say, okay, vacation, where we want to go for vacation. We go to India, right? Then you go to the travel agent. Okay, I want to go for vacation. Where you want to go? Then you say, I want to go India. Where in India? So you have to decide where you want to go. You have to know. Either you go to Delhi or Calcutta. If you want to go to Mayapur, you go to Calcutta, and then you can go to Mayapur. If you want to go to Vrindavan, you go to Delhi. So you must know what is the goal. Well, and then we must have also, we should know that some things are required if you want to go to India from here. You need a passport, you need a visa. If you have the visa, you can go there. And you need money to buy the ticket, right? So these things are required. And then you can go there. So in devotional life also, we have to know what is the goal, and we should know what is required to go there. So, and then we can go there. So the goal is Golok Vrindavan, or also Shetadip Navadvip. By the mercy of the Lord, so we may go to Golok, and we may go to Shetadip Navadvip also. Like many of the associates of Mahaprabhu, they have one form in Golok, like the gopis, and then they are also in Shetadip Navadvip as friends of Mahaprabhu. And the friends also of Krishna, they are there as friends of Krishna in Golok, and they are friends of Mahaprabhu in Navadvip. And those in parental affection towards Krishna, so they are there in Mayapur, Navadvip also in parental affection towards Mahaprabhu. So that is also very wonderful. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining about this, and is saying also some, they may only go to Golok. Some they may only go to Navadvip. So that is there also. And so they have explained also, usually it is already there. Our Sarup is there already. And it's not that if you want to desire, but usually it will manifest where we are supposed to go, either to Golok or to Navadvip, or we may go to both. That is already there. So, by the Lord's arrangement, it's according to the Acharyas and previous Acharyas, and so that is indicated. So we have to follow our Acharyas to the best of our ability, so that we can advance nicely as much as possible in this life, or we may attain perfection also. if you are very sincere and serious, and if you have some previous impressions already from last life, then we may attain perfection in this lifetime also. So, so Srila Prabhupada has given these literatures, so we may study and we may make advancement, and then his disciples also slowly but surely they have then given other books of the previous acharyas, which after having studied Prabhupada's books, then we may also study or at least hear about them, so we get some clear understanding. Everything is there in Prabhupada's books in that sense, but then some more details are there in the other books also. Like Rupa Goswami's Nectar of Devotion is there, but then even more in regards to Madhurya Bhav is in another book, Ujjval Nilamani. And so that may also be presented eventually. So for those who are then becoming qualified and are destined to enter that realm. So devotional life is very scientific also, and so if we follow the process, then we will advance slowly but surely. Just if a child is going to school, he will advance. Primary school, and then secondary school, and then higher studies are there. And here also first sadhana bhakti, following rules and regulations, then coming to the spontaneous platform, and then coming to bhavavasta, and then we may attain perfection. So it takes time to graduate, but we try our best to make advancement, as much advancement as possible. So in this lifetime. So in 4 minutes we have Gauratik. Any question? Any question? Yes. Mool Shakti, yes.
Is it from Jaiva Dharma or is it also in the original Vedic text?
Yes, it is there in Jaiva Dharma and is also there in the Vedic texts, in the Vedic literatures also. In regards to Srimati Radharani, she's the Mool Shakti.
Do you know a specific reference?
It is, I have one book in Vrindavan where many quotes are there in regards to Srimati Radharani, that she's Mool Shakti. So that is there. So by heart. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, some shlokas are mentioned there. That Devi Krishna Maya Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Maya Sarva Kanta Shiromani. That is there from one of the Purana now. Which one I don't remember. But it is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Acharyas have given. Devi Krishna Maya Prokta Sarva. So it is there. Sarva Lakshmi Maya Sarva Kanta Shiromani. She is the foremost of the beloveds of Krishna. She is the original goddess of learning. So that is there. Govinda Nandini Radha, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasa, Sarva Kanta Shiromani. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, some shlokas are there, especially Devi Krishna Maya Prokta. So there it is indicated. But other verses are there. I have a book which is about Radharani, and many verses are there. That she's the Mool Shakti. And but in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, not only this, but other verses are there. That the Lakshmi Devis, or even the queens of Dwarka, they are expansions of ultimately Srimati Radharani. And and even Brahma Samhita is there. Chintamani Prakara Sadma Sakalpa Vriksha Lakshavriteshu Surabhira Vipalayantam. So the gopis are goddesses of fortune. And so it is indicated. But specific verses are there in the Vedic literatures. So, and something is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And more is there in other Padma Purana and other literatures. I have a book which is full of verses. It's good to have reverence, but I don't have a computer brain. I'm not Shrutidar, who can hear one time and remember. But I know something, but I have read, and therefore I know, and I can say that it is there. Okay? Yes.
I also really have this question, because you now mentioned Brahma Samhita.
Yes.
So is the Brahma Samhita, so many prophets associated with one of the major divisions?
The Brahma Samhita, so actually this one which we have presently is just one chapter of the Brahma Samhita. So there are more. So that means they are spoken by Lord Brahma. And of course that is accepted as part of the Vedic literatures. And even for example, so of course the Veda originally is one, but it was divided in four by Vyasadeva. So Yajurveda, Tharvaveda, Rigveda, and Samaved. And so in this there are different samhitas are there. And we have to understand that the knowledge, just like Krishna is unlimited, knowledge is unlimited also. But some things is presented for our benefit. Like even the Srimad-Bhagavatam, we have 18,000 verses. This is just a condensed version of the Bhagavatam. It is mentioned in the planet of the demigods, there are 400,000 verses of the Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is also non different from Krishna, and there are so many verses, but here, because we don't have so much time to read and not so much brain to understand, so only 18,000 verses are there. But in demigods there, in Brahmaloka, there are more verses there. There are more scriptures. There's more knowledge there. And here in the Vedas is just one part. But Veda, ultimately, the knowledge is unlimited. Krishna is unlimited. The knowledge is unlimited. But something has been presented, like the Vedas, so it is manifested for some time. And sometimes it is not manifest, it is not seen. And then again it becomes manifest. Even the Dham, sometimes it's manifest, sometimes not. Like when Krishna was present and Braj Dham is fully manifest. Then it becomes covered. And people, they don't know. They didn't know 600 years ago about Radhakund and Shyamakund and many places of Krishna's pastimes. But then Mahaprabhu came and he discovered Radhakund and Shyamakund. And he told the Goswamis to manifest the different pastimes places. So the Dham, even in regards that is in Navadip Mahatmya or Navadip Bhavataranga by Bhaktivinoda Thakur again also, glorifying the holy Dham. It is mentioned the Navadip Dham also sometimes is manifest. Mahaprabhu's time it was fully manifest and very quickly it became covered. And then again is manifested now by the mercy of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And so by his books also we can see, and then he manifested the Yoga Pit. So sometimes the Dham is manifest and sometimes not. The Dham is always there, but sometimes it is not manifest to ordinary vision due to the external energy. So the Vedic literatures, they are eternal. Bhagavad Gita is eternal, but sometimes it's manifest, sometimes not. Like now we have Bhagavad Gita, after 10,000 years or something, they will be lost again. And then Krishna will come again, the next day of Lord Brahma, which is thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And again it will come. But it's not lost, it is there, but not present. So this knowledge is there also. So then the acharyas, they will manifest. And that is as good as the Veda. So what the acharyas have told. So just like, for example, the Goswami's literatures. So that is as good as the Vedic literatures. Because coming from the pure devotee. So just like Jiva Goswami has written one book, Gopal Champu. It is about Krishna's life. It is in two parts. First part is about Krishna in Braj. Second part is Krishna outside of Braj, Mathura and Dwarka. And there is describing Krishna's appearance and so on, going to Mathura and Dwarka in brief, but then is giving some other pastimes which are not in the Bhagavatam. And he has seen. Samadhi Bhasha is in Samadhi. Jai Nishingadev Bhagavana Ki. And then he's writing what he is seeing. He's writing what he's seeing, Krishna's pastimes. And that is part of the Veda also. Knowledge. Veda means knowledge. Okay? So, yes.
If I meet a devotee from the streamen,
Yeah.
I was thinking that if I
Yeah.
So, but he will say that, yeah, but this is your Gaudiya text,
Ah.
not general. Is it like this? Or?
Well, I mean, he got the Brahma Samhita and Krishna Kanamrit from South India. There's one Adikeshav temple in South India. So he got it from there. So it is recognized there also. And you see, many of the Gaudiya Vaishnava, many of the Sri Sampradaya, they will accept Mahaprabhu. I was staying in South India in Sri Rangam in one Acharya's place, Ramanuja Jiyar Swami, one of the Acharyas of Ramanuja Sampradaya. He was saying that I know your Prabhupada and he's a pure devotee, and I've heard about Mahaprabhu. I know that he's the Supreme Lord. That's Swami Bhagavan, no different from Radha and Krishna. He knew. But my love is to Lakshmi Narayan and Sitaram. But he accepted. So those who are knowledgeable and through Sri Sampada Vaishnavas, they will understand. They're knowledgeable and they will accept. So he accepted. And so I was very fortunate to find that great devotee also of Lakshmi Narayan. And his disciple, later on, I just found out recently, went to Bhuvaneshwar, and he was saying that this Guru Govinda Maharaj is a Mahabhagavat. He went to his guru, he said, I think I've met a Mahabhagavat. So then he asked his guru, please come and see him and confirm. And the same person I met, Ramanuja Jiyar, Lakshman Ramanuja Jiyar, he went to Bhuvaneshwar and he told this is a Mahabhagavat. He met Guru Govinda Maharaj. So there are some great personalities also. And they recognize, even in Vrindavan, some of the acharyas of the different sampradayas, everyone practically, the bona fide acharyas of any sampradaya, they respect Rupa and Sanatan as great acharyas, and they accept Mahaprabhu also, mostly. So that is there. And the literatures also which they have given. So those who are intelligent, because then the Lord will manifest to them, show them that these are pure devotees. The pure devotees are in our sampradaya and the other sampradayas also. So, and if we have the proper mood and understanding, then we may recognize other great Vaishnavas also. Especially if we become more pure, then we can recognize other pure devotees in our sampradaya and other sampradayas. So that is there. So those who are intelligent, they will accept. So, Hare Krishna. Okay, supposed to have Gaura Hatik now. Bhagavad Gita ki. Jaiva Dharma ki. Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki. Srila Prabhupada ki.